Verify your general settings. It is important to verify that your general settings are correct before you begin using FairPick during harvest. Click the Manage tab to open the submenu, and then click General Settings. Some of this information may have already been set when your company account was created by Second Sight Bioscience. Verify that the time zone, language, currency, minimum wage rate, and weight unit are correct. Make any necessary changes and then click Save. Managing employee profiles. Every employee will need to be assigned an employee profile. This links an employee to a specific task or type of work, as well as break information and minimum wage information associated with that task. You will need to create one or more employee profiles before you assign employee badges and begin harvesting. To do this, click the Manage tab to open the submenu and then click Employee Profiles. To create a new profile, click Add Profile. Name the profile to describe the type of task, for example, picker. The minimum wage field will populate with the minimum wage set in General Settings. You can adjust the minimum wage for this particular task. The minimum wage entered under Employee Profile will take precedence over the wage set in the General Settings. Next, set lunch break information. Check the box next to Paid if employees with this profile are paid for their lunch breaks. Remember, if employees will clock out, then clock back in for lunch, do not enter an amount of time here under lunch break. If employees will not clock out, then clock back in for lunch. Enter the amount of time given for lunch after a certain number of hours worked. For example, pickers receive an unpaid lunch break of 30 minutes after they've worked an 8-hour day. Then set rest break information. Check the box next to Paid if employees under this profile will be paid for their rest breaks. Remember, if employees will clock out then clock back in for breaks, do not enter an amount of time here. If employees will not clock out and back in for their breaks, enter the amount of time given for rest breaks every so many hours worked. For example, pickers receive a 10-minute paid rest break every 4 hours worked. Click Save to add this new profile to the profile list. If you need to edit a profile, click on the profile name, make the necessary changes, and then click Save. You can also delete a profile by clicking on the profile name, selecting the Delete Profile, then confirming that you would like to delete the selected profile. Piece rates. Manage piece rate on the customer portal. Piece rates are recorded by container. To set and change piece rates, click the Manage tab and then click Piece Rates in the submenu. You will see the container list as well as the current price or current pay rate for crop harvested in that particular container. To change the piece rate, click the Change Rate next to the container name. This opens the Change Rate screen that displays historical rate data for the container. To change the piece rate, enter a rate in the box. Then set a date and time the rate will become effective. Use the 24-hour clock. Remember, every weight registered on the weighing station is given a timestamp. This means you can change a piece rate midday. Always with a time on or after the effective as of time and date will use the new rate when harvest data is uploaded to the portal. Remember to click Save to finalize the rate change. The new rate appears in the list along with the date and time that the new rate was saved, as well as the username of the person who saved the rate. If necessary, delete a rate change by clicking Delete Rate Change. However, we recommend keeping a good record of rate changes. When you're finished, click the Back to Manage Piece Rate to make any other necessary rate changes to the listed containers by following the same steps. Managing employees. After you've managed users, general settings, employee profiles, containers, and piece rates, it's time to add employees. Click the Employees tab. You can add employees individually or import a list of employees. To add an employee individually, click the Add Employee button. Enter the last, first, and middle name of the employee. Enter an employee ID. An employee ID is required. Any employee ID can be alphanumeric with a maximum of 6 characters. Enter an optional payroll code for your records. Select a profile for the employee by clicking the arrow to open the drop-down list. All active employee profiles on the portal account appear in the list. Click the name of the appropriate profile. Assigning an employee crew boss status gives the employee additional administrative rights. Clicking the box next to crew boss gives this employee the ability to use his or her employee badge to program the weighing station with configuration information, as well as upload harvest data at the end of the day. The box next to active will be checked. Uncheck this box if you wish to archive this employee. Archiving an employee will remove the employee from the default list view on the portal and remove the employee's name from the registration station application. Click Save to finish adding the employee. To edit the employee information, click the last name of the employee to open the Edit Employee screen. Make changes, then click Save. Managing employees. Importing employee lists. Import one or more lists of employees to save time. Prepare a CSV, comma-separated values file for importing. The list should not contain headers and should be formatted last name, first name, middle name, employee ID, payroll code, and profile name. The profile name must exactly match the name of the profile on your portal account. A middle name, payroll code, or profile name are not required to upload a file. In this case, you will need to individually edit employees after importing to assigned profiles. Click Import Employee List to begin. Then click the Choose File button. Search for the CSV file you wish to upload. Make sure the file follows the formatting criteria. Open the file, then click Upload. You will be redirected to the employee list. Employees from your file appear in the list if the upload was successful. Managing employees, making changes and searching. It is easy to search for an employee in the employee list. Simply start typing in one or more filters at the top of the screen. The list will automatically filter employees that meet one or more criteria. See which employees have crew boss status by checking the box under crew boss. Show archived employees by clicking under Show Inactive. You can individually edit employee information by clicking on the last name of the employee. You can also make batch changes to employee profiles by clicking inside the checkbox next to individual employees or clicking the box next to Select in the header of the employee table to select all employees displayed on the screen. Once employees are selected, click the arrow next to Profile to open the drop-down menu with Profile options. Select the profile you wish to assign to the employee, then click the Change Profile of Selected button to finalize the change. You can also activate and deactivate multiple employees at once by selecting one or more employees, then clicking the Activate Selected and Deactivate Selected buttons. You can also export the employee list. You may want to export an employee list to create labels for employee badges. To do this, click the Export Employee List button. Viewing logs. Under the Logs menu, you will find the weighing station status screen, the time clock, and the weigh log. First, click Weighing Stations in the submenu. The weighing station screen will list all weighing stations linked to your customer portal account. Each weighing station has a unique ID. Next to the weighing station ID, you will see the date and time the weighing station was last synced, which is the last time an upload card was scanned to initiate data upload to the customer portal. If data has been uploaded that day, the circle next to the weighing station ID is green. If an upload has not yet occurred that day, the circle is red. Use this screen to verify that harvest data successfully uploaded after an upload card is scanned by a crew boss. It may take several minutes for data to upload to the portal. Click the Log button on the menu to open the submenu, and then click Time Clock. The Time Clock screen shows all clock in, abbreviated CI, and clock out, abbreviated CO, events. Each event is recorded with a timestamp and linked to an employee. Easily search for specific events by using the filters at the top of the screen. The list automatically filters to display events that meet one or more criteria. Filter data for a certain day and then download this data by clicking the Download CSV button. Open the file to view the contents. You will need Microsoft Excel to view the contents as the data will export as a CSV file. Next, you can view harvest data by clicking the Log tab and then Weigh Log in the submenu. View uploaded harvest data from one or more weighing stations in the Weigh Log. Each line represents one weigh entry and contains employee and harvest information. Remember, if an entry is highlighted in yellow, it indicates two weigh entries that were scanned too close together, as indicated by the time entered in the minimum scan interval for that container. Click the Next and Previous buttons to page through weigh entries. You can also easily filter data by using one or more filters at the top of the screen. Remember, dates are formatted year, month, then day, and times are in the 24-hour format. Download all or portions of the weigh log by filtering the data, then clicking Download CSV. Open the CSV file. You will need Microsoft Excel to view the data in the file. View and download reports. Automated payroll reports are helpful tools that will save your accounting and bookkeeping staff time when they run payroll. Click Reports to open the submenu and then click Daily to give you totals by each employee for each day of recorded harvest data. Use the Previous Day and Next Day buttons to navigate the daily reports. When you are on the desired day, click Generate Report. Make sure all data finished uploading to the portal before generating the report to ensure the report's accuracy. Verify that all data uploaded by going to the weighing station status screen. Make sure there is a green light next to all weighing stations with the current day's date. The daily report shows totals and averages for that day at the top of the screen. The report is broken down by each employee who scanned at a weighing station that day. The employee is listed by name, ID, and payroll code. A new line is created for each container used that day. The container may be listed multiple times if the piece rate changed during the day. The piece rate is also listed for your reference, as well as the number of or count of weighs of that container for that piece rate. The amount is the total net weight recorded for that particular container for that piece rate. Total active hours worked is calculated by taking the total time worked using clock in and clock out times, or if an employee did not clock in, the time of the earliest weigh is used as the clock in time. If the employee did not clock out, the time of the last weigh is used as the clock out time. Then, both unpaid break times and paid break time, as specified in the employee profile, are subtracted from the total time worked to get the total active hours worked. Unpaid breaks and paid break columns are listed for your reference in hours. Hourly pay rate is calculated by summing all piece wages, then dividing by the total active hours worked. Finally, minimum pay is calculated by multiplying the minimum wage, as specified in the employee profile, and multiplying by the total active hours worked. Minimum pay is automatically highlighted in yellow if an employee did not make minimum wage that day of harvest. Download the daily report by clicking Download CSV. Open the file. You will need Microsoft Excel to view the data in the file. You also have the option to download the daily report in PDF portable document file format. Click Download PDF. A new tab in your browser will open with the PDF file. Download the file to your computer. Go to the Reports tab and click Payroll in the submenu. The payroll report combines uploaded harvest data from 1 week of daily report data. The report is again broken down by employee. Use the Previous Week and Next Week buttons to navigate the payroll reports. Download the payroll report in either CSV or PDF format. Click Report, then Custom in the submenu. If you have requested and paid for an additional custom report generated by Second Sight Bioscience, you will find it listed on the Custom Report page. Find other helpful training videos and the FairPick user manual under the Help menu. Second Sight will continue to update this material with changes to the FairPick hardware and software. Click on the link to open the YouTube video. Log out. Remember to log out if you're finished working with your customer portal account to prevent unauthorized staff from using the account. Click the Logout tab at the top of the screen to log out. After 15 minutes of inactivity, the customer portal will automatically log you out. Thank you for watching FairPick, a better way to harvest.